So this is the family feud. We have the buyers and the providers sitting in the opposite directions, but this is the team buyers. I'll get you to introduce very quickly, and this is the team providers. Everybody knows me and Phil, so maybe if we can start with the provider team, if you guys can quickly introduce yourselves, and then we'll get going.
All right. Hey, everybody. Atul, Vashistha. I'm the founder and CEO of Aokah, a platform to manage the entire life cycle of a global capability, explore, build, and optimize.
Hi, I'm Mike Hobday, Senior Advisor at HFS, formerly CEO of AntWorks and a long-time IBMer.
I'm Amresh. I manage the digital transformation at Citi. My role is to build trust and then increase the sales.
That's an easy role, but
Yeah. What's easier? Good afternoon, everyone. Joe Montrosse, Senior Advisor with HFS Research, and I've spent a lot of time advising organizations on how to, make these deals happen.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. So let's get going. So this is how it'll work. We have two teams. We have team buyers. We have team providers. There will be 3 rounds of voting in this. There'll be a blame game, who's blaming each other. There'll be a relationship counselor game of counseling each other, and then who's winning. Where's the power going? For each question, you'll get 20 seconds or 30 seconds to discuss what's the best option. You'll get the same time, and the audience will poll. The poll results will not be shown to either of you. They'll be hidden from you. And depending on how your answers match the audience reactions, you'll get each a point. Audience role is very, very important. At the end, whoever has more points gets to win and sponsors all the drinks outside. After that, and by the way, it's not a democracy. Phil and I are really bad at math, so we don't keep a good score, and we can choose whoever we want to declare the winner. All right, all clear? Everybody's got their apps. Phil, you want to start?
Sure. So we'll start with the blame game. So pilots never grow up into production. So who kills them? Is it buyers? They scope them too narrowly, never give them a chance. Providers, they overpromise in the sales cycle and underdeliver in execution. Is it both of them? They shake hands on a vision and then fight about the SOW. Is it procurement? They turn a transformation partner into a line item vendor. Or is it leadership? They want pioneer outcomes on exploring budgets. Or honestly, the steering committee did it. So
you've got 20 seconds. Don't show the results of the poll yet, otherwise we'll cheat in the games. First one is always tricky. Let me know if you're any more. Poll.
We just have a
Huh?
We were discussing, but we just found out our mic's still on.
Phil, what do you think is the answer?
What do you think? I think
I tried to make it really complicated with giving options that you'll have to discuss.
I would say, but I think it's every a combination of C and a little bit of D.
Combination of C and
I think it's D.
D. All right. Time's up. We have a buzzer also. Wow. All right, providers. What's their answer?
Well, I'll blame the buyers because they don't scope projects properly. They don't give them time enough to succeed, and they don't understand that they need to train AI models.
Why did I even ask? They had to blame the buyers.
Well, we were going to go with the lawyers. Looking at you, Akiba. But no, what do you think?
No, we'll also go with D. Is the procurement. They turned a transformation partner into a line item vendor.
So we had a chief procurement officer after the last panel. He left.
Good is not here.
So you have A, yours is D. Let's see what the audience polled. Let's see if we make it work. Unanimous. There it is. Oh my God.
You probably have to read this here.
Okay.
That's an eye chart.
Yeah, I think it's leadership.
It's leadership. It's leadership. All of you were wrong.
Yeah.
Even Phil was wrong here.
Oh no, I think both.
Well, at least we didn't blame.
Very. Oh, thank you very much.
Sorry.
At least we didn't blame the sellers.
So nobody gets a point on this one. Yeah, it's basically
Okay, that's fine.
nobody was good enough. All right.
Better.
Who is more guilty of AI theater? Is it buyers? We greenlight pilot after pilot to show board level progress. Is it the providers? They rebrand existing services as agentic. Every provider is agentic first today. Both. We co-produce the deck and never read the footnotes. D is a very bad choice, but the analyst, maybe Phil takes the hit on that one.
And the reason was
So let's see.
that's it.
I think the analysts are very, very surprised.
You got to provide them.
Yeah,
That's really
I think D is definitely not the answer.
what outcome.
But do you think the analyst community is guilty of AI theater?
I don't think they're as.
Oh, it's a wrong buzzer.
I don't see enough from the analyst community on it, to be honest with you. I see more noise from the tech.
Already.
But we don't need to show the answers.
Oh,
Oh, all right.
Can't read them anyway.
look, I'll jump in on that. So look, I think the answer in this case is C. The most common that I see today is buyers eager to experiment with AI because somebody is wanting them to show progress. Literally, you're often being measured by what you're doing rather than what you're getting to accomplish. Suppliers agree to the deal very easily in many cases without fully understanding what it takes to actually get to the outcome. So in one case, outcome's not clear. Other case, you'll make a commitment without understanding the outcome. And no wonder things don't work out.
So Atul, your answer is perfectly right, but you don't know how to game the system. The answer was right there in front of you.
Can I give an alternative answer? AI theatre, Anthropic, fear marketing. Every time I go on X or Threads or Instagram, it's like Claude is about to take over something else, and everyone just has this feeling of dread, and then they make out they're like messengers from God who are trying to. So come on, and then they want to IPO. So
What was your answer?
We clearly went C because it obviously includes A and B. Like that's basically all of the above.
Again, nobody the answer B. The answer is C. The audience answer is B.
Yeah.
So we are at 0-0.
We're keeping it like that.
Solid.
Yeah, okay. Phil, you want to do this?
So who owns the debt problem? We know what the debts are. Process data talent attack. So buyers, it's our mess. We knew it going in. Buyers, we kept asking for cost cuts and got exactly what we paid for. Providers, they've been managing our operations for years, never flagged it. Just carried on selling, doing the same old. Providers, this is D, they built dependencies instead of capabilities and they called it a partnership. Or both, they optimized for contract renewal, we blocked modernization.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I deal with that.
I know the answer to this one.
We're gonna make Saurabh answer this one.
Yeah, they're both true. All right. You can raise your hand early as well if you're
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah. We'll go with A, the buyers. Yeah. We're the guilty party here because we know.
Got it right.
Yeah. Because we do believe that they know exactly what their processes are. They know the internal data. They know how siloed it is. And they already know what debt they are in. So they kind of they have the complete knowledge. And then going into this debates, they're trying to see which of these they can lower and make it more manageable.
So 1 point for the humility.
We're in, I think it's B, which is kind of a buyers. They're looking for cost cuts, and they're just driving solutions, knowing that the vendors have got to kind of manage it all, so that as long as they get their cost cuts.
Look, they're getting exactly what they ask for. Right? That's what they incentivize. That's what they're getting.
So basically, it's the buyers. It's the
Yeah.
question of what's the nuance on the buyers. So let's see what the audience said. See if we can get it right. I think I'm both.
I was going to say that.
It's such a
I think I've seen so many contracts where both the buyer and the provider teams, middle managers, completely comfortable with the status quo, just don't want to change it, renew it. And it's only when the pressure comes from above, oh, come on, where can we squeeze some more cost out of this?
So Phil, what are we doing? We are at 0-0. After the end of this round, do you want to give like one grace mark to any of the teams? Or
We only won this point.
Penalty shootout.
all right, we are at 0-0, but maybe we should give a point to the buyer team because they were humble enough to blame themselves.
Isn't the A? What?
Yeah, it is A actually. If you see the vote.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
It changed. Somebody voted.
Oh, that's not fair.
Okay.
We didn't see him on his phone.
So we did earn a point.
You did earn a.
Can you put your phone away?
All right. So we have buyer team 1, provider team 0.
We're like being under.
All right.
Yeah.
Relationship counseling. The trust is gone. Who broke it first? The buyers. We keep moving our goalposts and we call it agile. Buyers again. We treat providers like vendors and then wonder why they act like vendors. Providers, you guys put the A team in the sales pitch and then an average team to actual deliver. Providers, all the free. They staff our most strategic work with the least experienced people. For both, it's a transactional relationship, or let's just blame somebody else, legal and
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I get that.
So who broke the relationship? We're ready to go. Go for it.
So look, I think, when you look at deals where things are not working on long term, you're not driving the outcomes, it's very clear they run it, they contract it as a transaction relationship. They run it like a transaction relationship. And whenever they're in trouble, they treat it like a transaction relationship. Suppliers, even though they know the problem, are not being proactive about it. So we say,
Yeah.
E, both. Okay.
Yeah, we have the same opinion as well.
Oh, no.
We built a transaction reserve for that.
We said it first.
Right? Though he would like to blame the legal and the procurement.
Yeah, who would?
Who wouldn't want to blame others? So, but we'll go with E.
So both are E. Let's see what the actual answer is.
Yeah, it is.
go there.
Both. It
It is. So both teams get a point here.
Oh, like, thank goodness.
Yeah, half a point extra for going first.
Yeah. But I think that's true. And that's going to be unsustainable in an AI world where you've got to sharing data. So I think we should definitely get 2 points.
All right, Phil, your chance.
Single biggest thing killing the partnership right now. So commercial models still priced for labor. Buyers measuring providers on cost while demanding transformation. C, neither side willing to share risk or real reward. D, the RFP song and dance or dog and pony. 6 months, 400 questions, and we pick the prettiest deck. E, governance structures designed to catch failure, not enable spend. Or F, providers managing to the contracts instead of managing to the outcome.
Yeah.
So I go.
I think anyone ever pays attention.
Anybody's ready? Go for it.
Yeah, we're ready. We're going with A because it is quite evident in the market that contracts are still based on headcount and per capita. And that's not, although there is a demand for outcome-based contracts, procurement are getting in the way.
it's what's driving the incentive.
Yeah.
So commercial models.
We'll go with F as well.
You're going with F.
We're going with F. Yeah, we're focused on being right, not with being popular.
So why F, Joe?
I mean, I think when I think of managing to the contract, I think of figuring out every way you can get a change order to get it to procurement, to get it through a system, when instead you should be trying to make sure stuff works.
You've been worn out by change orders. It feels.
You have no idea.
All right.
Don't reveal.
Is it C?
It looks like it's C.
It looks like it's C.
Neither side willing.
See, this side we never share.
You're hedging every bet.
reward.
I think, yeah.
Buyers is getting big too.
Yeah.
But it's C, I think.
Yeah, it's C as per the.
Yeah. A and B are pretty close. Maybe we should give half a point. So
It's getting desperate, isn't it?
So we've got F versus
Pity point.
they said commercial model. A is pretty strong.
It is.
we're going to say
Well, that was the incentive point, right?
yeah.
So I think 1.5 and 2.
All right.
All right.
All right, we're closing the gap.
Who needs to change more to make the relationship work in the AI world? Buyers, stop treating AI transformation like a traditional outsourcing deal. It's important. Buyers, give providers access to be innovative, not just, you want them to be innovative, but you don't give them access to your systems or anything. Providers, if your AI pitch still leads with cost takeout, what's the point? Providers, can you actually retire the pyramid and go to the triangle that Phil was talking about? Or both? Really, it's the contract which is the problem.
Both are pretty big, but they are pretty big. We can go.
Go for it.
Yeah, we'll go with E, both.
And
one?
contract
E.
to blame.
And yeah, contract is essentially debate because, like you said, it is also about innovation. From a buyer perspective, they want to see the results as fast as possible and tangible. From a provider perspective, they want to retire the pyramid. And then, so we would, I think in this case, it's both are to blame. One is over-promising and the other one is expecting immediate results. That's why we'll see both.
With nobody looking forward to signing up for the incentive structure that would at least help get.
Contract.
So B.
Yes. Well, we were B with a shade of A spray.
So B was green and A was amber.
Yeah. So let me maybe talk about B and then you jump in on A. So look, I'm thinking about not just what you already have as relationships, but the fact that you're looking at new. And when you think about that, if you're not going to integrate your provider or give them view into what you're doing, what your intent is, give them access to your systems, have them understand your business, how are they going to be innovative? That's right.
Yep. Read A for me again because I got.
Stop treating AI transformation like a traditional outsourcing.
Yeah. So the issue here is in these new relationships, the world we're moving into, there needs to be a much closer ecosystem. You can't continue with the vendor enterprise relationships we've had in the past. It's got to be much more closer ecosystem where the divide between the two parties becomes much more blurred, in my view.
So but I would like to also reiterate that it's already working. The relationship is working in AI worlds. You already have all those use cases where companies have successfully deployed AI solutions. So I think it's a myth that doesn't work, but we've seen it work as well.
You're an exception to the norm.
Yeah, you can read about it.
Let's reveal. Let's have the pain.
I would say B, but only the vendor actually has something innovative to offer.
How are we going to find?
So the audience answer is E. Both the contract is the problem and nobody wants to be the one to rewrite it. So I think you guys...
Yeah. Right and popular.
Right and
I mean, that's hardly.
What do you know what the score is, Phil?
I think they just took the lead.
3.5 and
Thank you. Trust the professor.
Have somebody. But they're buying the drinks. I was at like 50.
All right. Round 3. Phil.
Power shift. Who holds the leverage in this AI first world? Large providers, the world's flattening. Mid-tier providers who squeezed vendor consolidation. C, buyers, we never built internal AI capability and now we're more dependent than ever. D, buyers, we outsource so much institutional knowledge we can't even supervise the agents. Or E, anyone still billing by the hour in this room?
I think this should have been a three-way family feud with the technology provider family as well. Or maybe
Well, it's being hard to is that hard? That's what I wanted to do. So,
Yeah.
sorry. So I think perfect. So now I get full time. So we think B, because large providers have the scale to both invest, but also those deep relationships. So it's harder to kind of remove them, but they have the ability to invest. Mid-tier providers, I think, are the most challenged because they're not just being challenged by the large providers; they're being challenged by in-house capability and innovative providers like us. Like
Because it's the talent gap, isn't it? Because the mid-tier will find it very difficult to recruit.
I think so.
And-
But
and
but
build it.
Atul and Mike, all the mid tiers are growing the fastest right now. We take Coforge and Persistent, and everybody else is struggling with 1 to 5%. They're growing at like double digits. So
This reminds me of when I did my first company in 2000, where Accenture and IBM were refusing to build offshore capabilities. Right, it took them literally till mid 2005, 2006. It gave the ability of Cognizant Infosys all this ability to rise. I feel that's what's happening to the mid market right now, but I think they're going to be disrupted very heavily. But it might take another 3-4 years, 3 to 5 years.
I'll go with A. And the reason is right now, the infrastructure and the companies that provide the infrastructure, let's say the Geminis or the Googles of the world, are taking the advantage, but they have that leverage for the next probably 2 or 3 years, right? Once that kind of settles in, then the ones who are gonna they're the ones who are gonna lose most of the leverage because everything by that time would have got kind of commoditized. And at the same time, you would have already had the data, the friction points, the efficiency, all that would have already shifted in favor of the buyers, right? So then the next 3 to 10 years, 3 to 7 years is probably going to be more of a buyer's play. So the biggest leverage that these infrastructure companies have now will be the ones who lose all the leverage.
so we have A, large providers, mid tier. Phil, who do you think is going to lose? Is it large, mid tiers,
Large.
buyers, large? Okay. I think everybody loses HFS for this. What is the answer? What to? A, large providers. Ooh, this room thinks the large providers are going to lose. Sorry, guys. You've fallen
Oh,
way behind.
We will find out in a
Yeah.
couple of years. Then we come back and reset.
Mary, it's 4 and 1.5?
Yes.
Okay. Who holds the leverage in renegotiating contracts? Okay, buyers, because the new economics of AI make every existing contract, you've got a lot of cost saving. Tech providers, because they control the models, so they control the roadmaps. The service providers, because they're embedded in the operations, so they have the leverage. Buyers, again, because switching is much easier now. With AI first contracts, the exit costs are low. Tech providers, we used to sell to the IT, now we sell directly to the CEO and skip everybody else. Or service providers, because you guys don't have the talent. You don't have the talent, or buyers don't have the talent. So who holds the leverage? Is it buyers, tech providers, or service providers?
Well, we were going for, we haven't done very well up to now. Decided to try and second guess what they're all thinking. Because we think that, or I think, I think we think that the buyers will think they've got the power. But we think the tech providers have got the platforms and the models.
So you will be A.
We're going to go with A because we think they'll go for A.
Yeah, we're. All right.
Go for it. Yeah, we're gonna go with D. The more that clients are holding on to the licenses, data, some of the development around everything, and everything's in the cloud. It's just getting easier and easier. Yeah.
We just switch vendors.
Yeah. Why not? You already have the return on investment. You already have everything quantified, and the agentic AI is probably going to give them the answer. What is overpriced? What is underpriced? Renegotiate at that time. Yeah. So
And companies love to mix it up.
Well, so is it.
Phil, do you think buyers have all the negotiating power?
Absolutely. And it's going to get even more towards them.
We've got a chance.
All right, let's see. Let's see.
So maybe they'll be all
Oh my God,
Yeah.
you guys get a point.
Yeah, you see, I've been told you, we've been overthinking it.
So it's 2.5 and 4.
I know.
Fine.
We've only just woken up.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask Phil a question? Saurabh, if you think about the tech providers, it's kind of like the old the spades and kind of the platform. Why do you think they will not have the power in the future? Because you build on their models, right? It's not that easy to switch models. Oh, you think in the future it will be easy to switch models?
I think the technology is going to get increasingly commoditized, and to the point where you'll be struggling to differentiate between a Gemini or an Anthropic or a OpenAI, and you'll almost get blended models and things, and it's going to be more down to how's that control layer operating and who operates the control layer. Do you do it yourself? Do you use partners?
Can I have a go?
Yeah.
So I think the answer will lie in the knowledge graph, because I believe in 2 years' time, we'll be saying that the knowledge, the learning in an organization sits in its knowledge graphs attached to its agents and not in the language model. And the answer to competitive advantage and your moat is that you train your knowledge graph and not your large language model. And then you can swap it in and out a large language model anytime you want.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that on the question? Do I get extra points for that?
No, that's just extra time. All right, let's keep going. Who will own the AI first operating model of the future? This one is important. It's buyers, because it's your data. So whoever owns the data owns the game. It's tech providers, because it's their platform. Whoever owns the platform owns the game. It's service providers, because the service providers will own the workflows, and whoever owns the business outcomes sort of owns the game. It could be buyers again, because they can build all this internally and they don't need you guys anymore, because agentic is so easy. It's tech providers, because of what Anthropic just announced. They'll build their own consulting companies. Or it's service providers, because you sit between the tech and the business, and that seat only gets more value. You're the one who will bring IT and business together.
What do you think? I think it's okay. So I think this reinforces what Phil just said, which is look, whoever owns the data owns the game.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you own that intelligence layer, and you can switch LLMs, and we've seen that. I mean,
Whenever you speak, there's a buzzer.
yeah, I should wait till it goes to 20 and then speak.
Yeah.
But it's one of the reasons when, look, I'll talk quickly about the company that I just founded a year ago. It has a massive amounts of data, right? And we leverage that for exploration. So when you're thinking about a GCC, instead of going to an LLM, imagine if it's data that's constructed for that, and you leverage it to make decisions on location, talent pools, risk, infrastructure, and others. What we decided is, starting the 1st of July, we're releasing it to HFS customers at no cost. It's going to be free.
Is that like a gimmick, or is that?
No, this is true. This is true. And
I didn't know that.
no, this is true not for service providers. Sorry, for the buy side, right?
Okay.
And the reason we think is we think the bigger problem with AI is actually the execution layer, which is, do you have the intelligence at the right moment to actually make those decisions, but do you actually execute well? And so in this whole aspect of this answer, when we think about data is, look, eventually LLMs, program management, like what we're trying to do here, enable you to leverage that decision, but the secret sauce is having the ability to execute it. So when drift occurs, it's happening ahead of time, so you can come back to what your original intent was, what your original outcome was. So you know during the journey whether you're getting there, not at the end of the journey.
And I'd add to that, if the buyer doesn't own the AI first agenda, what relevance do they have?
If nothing, I'll give you an extra point just because you're sharing your data with us.
The 2 points, that's very valuable data.
Yeah, that is very valuable data.
We'll also go with A, buyer, whoever owns the game, simply because of
You can't do that. This is gaming it.
they're not giving me. No, only simply because they understand the business as well as whatever, let's say, even if it's a geopolitical situation that is changing, because they own the data, the difference between any historical, you've seen in the recent this thing that whatever historical trends were there, no matter what model you use, you could not predict what was going on, right? And that's only the companies who own the data kind of knew what the factors were and where they were fluctuating and where they could not, where they could basically mine the data and when it made no sense to mine the data. So that's the reason why we would go with that.
I'll also note that we're already ahead. So if we just pick whatever they say,
Yeah, exactly.
We did spot. Oh, that should be a negative point for that. You can give them that extra. It's your word for the HFS.
We have given them an extra point. They're still losing, but let's.
Let's
the. So I think this one, at least we have a little bit of a consensus. I think for all the other 8 or 9 questions, we could have gone either way.
Yeah.
I don't think, but this one, I think it's whoever owns the data owns the game. And so it'll be a buyer's market, it seems, both in the game and in the real world.
Indeed.
Indeed.
So I think the service providers are misunderstood. And what I mean by that is I don't think service providers have always done a good job of helping the client understand how to be a good client. So like, what does it take for the client to get the outcomes they want, and what conditions should exist for the suppliers to do their best work? And I think that's so. When you have that environment, you'll never move to a AI first contract as an example or an engagement, because you're always trying to figure out what's my incentive and what incentive is being taken away from me, and that continues to be the problem.
No, to that point, I mean, organizations are trying to see. I mean, they used to be thinking about mobile first as an organization and all that. They are shifting towards AI first as an organization, not just from a productivity perspective, but what the amount of data that is there at their fingertips to take the right decisions. It's probably headed that way.
Yeah. So look, I agree with that.
Real family feud.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I agree with that intent, but the environment is not being established to make that intent happen. And so it's, so if your incentives are not aligned, the service provider is never able to do its best work. And the buy side is never going to realize the results if they don't create the environment for the supplier to be successful.
All right. Look, I think the results of the game are congratulations. Drinks are sponsored by Citibank. You didn't know.
Buyers always win.
But thank you everyone for being a good sport.